Welcome back to Anigo, where we deliver anime and men with deep dives on the go, giving you the best of your favorite series in under 30 minutes. Today, we're diving into the godlike world of solo leveling, ranking the 9 monarchs, the most powerful beings in the manhwa, to determine who truly reigns supreme. From the icy terror of the Frost Monarch to the all-powerful Shadow Monarch, each of these entities represents a primal force of destruction, and their battles are as epic as they are devastating. But who's the strongest, and what makes each monarch unique? Stick around as we break down the lore, powers, and key moments of all 9 monarchs, ranking them from least to most powerful. Let us know in the comments who your favorite monarch is and why. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more solo leveling content. Ready to dive into the chaos? Let's begin! Before jumping into the rankings, let's set the stage by understanding who the monarchs are and why they're crucial to the solo leveling storyline. The monarchs are otherworldly beings that embody chaos and destruction. They exist as a counterpart to the rulers, divine entities who strive to maintain order in the universe. The monarchs rebelled against the rulers, igniting an eternal war that ripples through the solo leveling timeline. Each monarch is tied to a primal concept like shadows, frost, or destruction, and their powers reflect these themes. The monarch's primary goal is to destroy the balance maintained by the rulers, conquer humanity, and claim dominance over existence itself. To accomplish this, they spread chaos through the use of gates, which allow monsters to invade Earth. As the story progresses, the monarchs become key antagonists, testing Sun Jinwoo, the protagonist, and shaping his journey as the Shadow Monarch. Ranking the 9 monarchs, from weakest to strongest. Karacia, known as the Lord of the Plague or the Queen of Insects, is the only female character to appear in this ranking. With a seductive figure and insect-like physical features, Karacia exudes an air of mysterious and deadly beauty. Dressed primarily in shades of green, Karacia is portrayed as a bloodthirsty being, living solely to hunt and kill. Her attacks are not only brutal, but also incredibly sophisticated, exploiting every opportunity to wipe out her enemies. However, in contrast to her brutality, Karacia displays a surprising aspect, a maternal love for her insect minions, treating them like her own children. Along with her 2 allies, the Lord of Beasts and the Armored One, Karacia once easily defeated Christopher Reid, the Vessel of Rose, a character with supernatural powers. In addition to her superior monarch physicality, she can create crystals from mana to attack, release powerful toxins to subdue enemies, and even control corpses through parasites. Notably, her miraculous healing ability allows Karacia to recover from injuries within seconds, no matter how severe the damage. However, when suffering damage beyond her limits in a short time, she cannot regenerate her body, as evidenced by the moment Jinwoo sliced her into pieces and completely erased her. With her main power coming from toxins, Karacia is an incredibly formidable opponent for other races, except for monarchs, who possess natural resistance to poison. Therefore, despite ranking as the weakest among the monarchs, Karacia remains a name that everyone hears with caution. In the 8th position of the monarch ranking, we encounter Yogamint, the Lord of Shape-Shifting. With the appearance of a shabby old man, Yogamint has gray hair, light red eyes, and red blood-like marks on his body. His tattered cloak, reminiscent of a beggar style, hardly gives off the air of a lord. Yogamint always views humans as weak and inferior, which is evident in the contempt he shows towards Jinwoo. However, he is not blind and is clear-headed enough to admit that he cannot defeat Jinwoo without the support of allies. Despite being a monarch, Yogamint's power is relatively insignificant, and he often seeks ways to avoid difficult battles. Nevertheless, Yogamint plays a crucial role within the monarch faction. With the ability to open spatial portals anywhere, he becomes an indispensable link, serving both as a support and a shipper for the entire team. It was he who opened massive portals to summon millions of monsters to join the battlefield, greatly contributing to the Lord's wars. In addition to his portal-opening ability, Yogamint also possesses other skills such as clairvoyance, shape-shifting, and creating illusions to confuse his enemies. However, when faced with Jinwoo in the time-traveling timeline, he was unable to resist and was easily defeated by Jinwoo. In 7th place, we have Baron, the Lord of White Flame. With a disturbing and terrifying appearance, Baron possesses a muscular body, grayish skin, bright white eyes, hair like a blazing flame, a long tail, and for majestic horns on his head. Not only known for his extraordinary power, he also carries the title of Demon King Baron, symbolizing resilience and indomitability. Baron is described as a warrior who never retreats, no matter how powerful the opponent. In the past, he formed an alliance with the Lord of Beasts, Raken, to plot the overthrow of the Dark King Ashburn. However, by that time, Ashburn had reached the peak of his power, easily defeating both challengers. Baron not only failed, but also lost his life, becoming the first lord to fall in the war against Ashburn. However, the Demon King was not forgotten. Thanks to the intervention of the Architect, Baron was resurrected and took on a key role, becoming the major boss at the Demon Castle. Although his strength after resurrection was only half of what it was before, it was still enough to give Jinwoo a tough time in their battle. The most frightening aspect of Baron lies in his relentless combat ability, superhuman strength, and powerful demon army. Specifically, he can unleash destructive thunderous roars from his mouth, creating immense pressure on the battlefield. In his confrontation with Jinwoo, Baron forced the Dark King to summon his entire elite Dark Legion in order to secure victory. Tarnik, the Lord of Iron Armor, is the embodiment of arrogance and pride. He always views humans as a weak and inferior species, unworthy of existence. Tarnik especially looks down on Jinwoo, believing that he does not have the qualities to inherit the position of Shadow Monarch, simply because he comes from the human race. When not in combat mode, Tarnik exudes a refined appearance with shining golden hair and an alluring demeanor. Additionally, his exceptional martial arts skills add to his imposing presence, making him appear as a true powerful figure. But everything changes when Tarnik enters a serious battle. In combat mode, he transforms into a massive golem with near impenetrable defense, significantly amplifying his fearsome presence on the battlefield. Furthermore, Tarnik commands a unique army of golems, playing a crucial supporting role in battles. Although one of the most powerful lords, Tarnik is not blind. He is smart enough to realize he cannot face Jinwoo head-on without the help of Antares, the Lord of Dragons. However, his arrogance and strategy were not enough to save him from defeat. During the mission to assassinate the world's top hunter, Thomas Andre, Tarnik encountered Jinwoo's formidable pair of bodyguards. Despite fighting fiercely, Tarnik could not avoid a disastrous end. Under the overwhelming strength of the Dark Legion, Tarnik fell, bringing an end to his arrogant journey. In 5th place on the Monarch ranking, we have Ligia, the Lord of Beginnings. With a muscular build, long hair, and impressive black beard, Ligia not only impresses with his powerful appearance, but also with his sharp intellect. He nearly tricked Jinwoo into releasing him from the prison where the rulers had held him. Boasting a massive physique, Ligia is known as the King of Giants, possessing the superior strength of the gigantic race. Despite being imprisoned and having his energy drained for centuries, which nearly depleted his mana, Ligia still has enough strength to create terrifying gusts of pressure with his single punch. This demonstrates that Ligia's pure physical power far surpasses that of most other monarchs. In the past, Ligia commanded the notorious Pigside Army, conducting widespread raids across many lands. His brutality and devastation forced the rulers to form an alliance to stop, capture, and imprison him. However, even in captivity, his strength remained formidable. One of Ligia's special abilities is his power to use a compelling spell that forces anyone speaking to him to tell the truth. This not only serves as a powerful tool, but also showcases his superior intellect, demonstrating that he does not rely solely on brute strength, but also knows how to utilize strategy to his advantage.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich. Throw that.
In fourth place, we have Raken, the Lord of Fangs, also known by the powerful title of King of Beasts. With a muscular physique, tan skin, and sharp fangs, Raken exudes the majesty of a ruler of the wilds. In battle, Raken can transform into a giant white wolf, making him even more fearsome. In this form, he displays a brutal nature, showing no mercy to any enemy. However, his darker side soon becomes evident. When facing a stronger opponent, Raken is quick to flee, abandoning his teammates behind. Despite this, there's no denying the incredible strength and speed of the King of Beasts. One of Raken's most notable appearances was when he completely overwhelmed Thomas Andre, one of the strongest hunters in the world. Raken is also the only monarch, aside from Antares, capable of injuring Jinwoo. He once landed a fatal blow, using his claws to pierce through Jinwoo, putting him in a dangerous situation. Raken's most outstanding ability is his self-healing. His innate ability allows him to immediately recover from severe wounds. Remarkably, Raken does not need to use mana, relying entirely on pure physical strength to fight, making him a formidable opponent in battle. In the final battle among the monarchs, Raken faced off against Jinwoo, who had activated his Dark King mode. Knowing he stood no chance of winning or escaping, Raken humbly begged for mercy. Jinwoo agreed but set a condition: Raken had to endure 5 strikes from him. Although enraged by the humiliation, Raken decided to transform into his full beast form in preparation for the final battle. But the end came faster than expected. Before the 5th strike could land, Jinwoo completely defeated Raken, sending him to his demise. It wasn't that Raken was weak, but rather that Jinwoo had become too powerful. A former king of beasts, with terrifying strength, was finally forced to submit to the Dark King. In third place, we have Hawkwon, the Lord of Frost, the first of the monarchs introduced in solo leveling. With his distinctive appearance, blue skin, long silver hair, and a strand of hair hanging loosely by his face, Hawkwon carries an aura that is both ancient and terrifying. His hollow white eyes send chills down the spine of anyone who meets his gaze. Unlike other monarchs, Hawkwon despises fighting and always avoids conflict. However, this does not make him a hero. As the Lord of Frost, Hawkwon possesses extraordinary abilities related to ice, with his most notable skill being his unique ability to induce sleep. With his snap of his fingers, he can put others into a deep slumber. Hawkwon's power isn't just in his magic. He has superior physical strength and lightning-fast speed, enough to match formidable opponents in combat. He easily killed Go Gunhee, the president of the Hunter Association, while holding back his strength. Even against Jinwoo, Hawkwon was capable of pushing him to his limits with his sharp attacks. Hawkwon's ice magic is one of the most versatile abilities, useful for both offense and defense. He can create massive waves of ice, turn the surrounding environment into a frozen wasteland, and drown enemies in a deadly chill. However, Hawkwon's downfall came when Jinwoo, having been resurrected and gained all of Ashburn's power, finally became strong enough to defeat the Lord of Frost. A once feared opponent was ultimately overpowered by the newly awakened strength of the Shadow Monarch.
Let's raid.
And here you were gonna come to me. And here you are, but you better choose.
In second place, we have Ashburn, the first king of darkness and one of the strongest characters in solo leveling. Unlike the other monarchs, who are filled with hatred and ambition, Ashburn was once the brightest shard of light, a being who longed for peace. After thousands of years trapped in meaningless wars between light and darkness, Ashburn grew weary. His desire to end the conflict drove him to search for a worthy successor, someone who could unite the two forces and bring peace to the universe. Ashburn's strength is on a level far beyond the other monarchs. As an entity of unparalleled power, he has the ability to extract the souls of his enemies, turning them into an invincible army of shadow soldiers. With every battle, Ashburn's power grows as his army of the undefeated expands. Not only that, Ashburn's superior physical strength is something that every enemy must fear. He was strong enough to overpower two monarchs simultaneously and once crushed Baron Skull, the Lord of the White Flame, as if it were just a grape. Finally, at the top of the rankings, we have Antares, the Lord of Destruction and the one known as the Dragon King. With the sole mission of annihilation, Antares spreads terror and turns everything to ashes with every step he takes. Antares boasts a majestic and terrifying appearance, a muscular man with fiery red hair, a neatly trimmed red beard, eyes burning like fire, and a full set of red-silver armor that exudes authority. From his slogan, "Destroy everything because that is the reason for existence," you can feel the overwhelming power and reputation of this character. As the embodiment of destruction, Antares holds all life in contempt and is willing to slaughter millions of lives just to draw the Shadow Monarch, Jinwoo, into battle. His 6 dragon-related skills, such as Dragon Breath and Dragon Fear, make him a nightmare for all opponents. These abilities not only cause catastrophic destruction across vast distances, but also disable the enemy's regeneration abilities, a deadly advantage in prolonged battles. Not only is he powerful, but Antares also possesses lightspeed movement, extraordinary endurance, and a vast, incredibly strong army of dragons. Even Jinwoo breaks into a sweat while trying to deal damage to him. However, no destroyer is invincible. In the final battle, Antares faced Jinwoo, who had inherited the full dark power from Ashburn. Despite his immense strength, which made even the rulers form alliance to defeat him, Antares could not withstand the perfect combination of Ashburn's magical power and Jinwoo's superior strategic intellect. With nearly unmatched strength, Antares unquestionably deserves to stand at the pinnacle of the monarchs. That's it for the 9 monarchs of solo leveling ranked. From the feral beast monarch to the godlike Ashburn, these entities define the epic world of solo leveling with their immense power and unforgettable moments. Who's your favorite monarch? Do you agree with our ranking? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.